Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Magnifique with me, your host, Gabrielle Sforshi Gonzalez. What's up? I'm married now, so that's so fun for everybody. No, it actually is really fun. I just woke up from a nap, so I'm a little bit tired, but that's okay. How are we doing? How are we feeling? Today, we're talking about the Met Gala. She caused kind of a ruckus. So we're going to talk about why, who was involved, what happened, when, where, the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. Who, what, when, where, why. Yep, 5 W's. But first, I'm begging on my hands and knees, please, 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 rate and follow the podcast on wherever you listen to your podcasts, or if you feel so generous and kind and really just all around a gracious person, going to every platform that the podcast is hosted on and giving us a 5-star review. Just would really appreciate your soul on that one, doing us a solid. What have I been up to? I'm so glad you asked. We actually missed last week because I was in New York, living La Vida Loca, getting married or whatever, just kind of living life away from the capitalist hellscape that is, work and real life. But while in New York, I decided that every girly there owns the following 3: a trench coat, a leather jacket, and a maxi skirt. Bonus points if it's a denim maxi skirt. I've talked about my love for denim maxi skirts multiple times on this podcast, but I felt peer pressure to get a maxi skirt to fit in there. Yet I stayed strong, but I did hit up multiple stores to try to find a maxi skirt that I loved. On multiple occasions. Maybe even the first day. But that's neither here nor there. What did I like and dislike about New York City? Thank you so much for asking. I will be letting you know right now. We stayed in Midtown. Yeah, we did. And what I liked was how walkable it was. Everything was so accessible in that regard. I love a walkable city. Who doesn't really? It felt good. What I didn't like was the hustle culture and how busy everything was. Everyone was either working or on their way to their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th job, and it just felt sad. I don't like working, so having to see people work 4 jobs just to live in a city made me feel a little bit icky being on vacation there. But I still loved the city, and I will be returning multiple times throughout my life. So there is that. I had a lot of fun. If you want to hear about it in real life, please ask me because I will forget to just bring it up in conversation. I'm noticing that if I'm not asked something, you're not knowing about it. I'm not going to offer up information on my own volition. Is that a word? I want to be better at using big kid words, as I am now a wife. So I have to be a big kid. I will be cutting my hair as part of my wife era. And really just as we enter summer, I have a lot of hair. It's very thick. Both sides of my family have very thick hair, and in the summer it gets a little brutal. So I've been holding it off because in my wedding pictures I wanted long hair, and I think it's time. My pictures are done. My hair is very warm, and we are mid-May. It's only going to get worse. So I think I'm going to cut my hair. How long? How short? Who's to say? You'll have to figure that out on your own. Okay, what else is new? Thank you so, so much for asking. I added some more goodies to my garden. I won't bore you with the details, but yesterday I did spend all morning in my garden, and it felt good to spend whatever amount of money I wanted at the garden. I mean real gardening, by the way. I know there are 2 meanings of gardening on the interwebs. I do mean the real one. No, it felt good to be unsupervised in the garden center, and I could just go off of vibes. And, well, I actually didn't go off of pure vibes because I had companion plants for my roses in mind. So that's what I was shopping for, but now it looks really good. And my roses are doing real well now that I know how much water they need. Thanks for asking. I think my white ones are about to bud. They have little buds on them, so that is so exciting. If you came here for the Met Gala, let's actually start talking about that. I'm so sorry. I do need to beg for your forgiveness on this one. I got back from a trip 2 days ago, and recording this episode was not top of mind while on the trip. Well, it kind of was because it was, ongoing, but researching for the episode was not top of mind. So I beg for your forgiveness. She may be a short one, but I'm married now, so take it out with my husband. How about those apples? So, what is the Met Gala? I'm so happy you asked. In the heart of Manhattan, every year, there is an event so prestigious that it's often referred to as fashion's biggest night. The Met Gala, a fundraiser of happenings for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute, is a social gathering. It is a cultural phenomenon that brings together the creme de la creme of various celebrity spaces. It's incredibly exclusive. Only the top celebrities are invited, and you have to be invited and or approved by Anna Wintour, the editor of Vogue herself. Tickets this year, in our Year of the Lord, Harry Styles 2024, tickets are $75,000, and that is an increase from last year's ticket, which was $50,000. So, chump change. I can afford that. The Met Gala itself is a world where fashion, film, music, politics all mesh together in just one display of wealth. The first Met Gala was hosted in 1948 by Eleanor Lambert, and the Met Gala has been held annually on the first Monday of May each year. This year it was May 6th, and, just Met Monday is what it's referred to on the interwebs. And each year there is a theme. The theme is meticulously chosen to set the tone for the evening's attire and really pushing guests to the height of haute couture. Everyone is kind of expected to dress on theme. Some don't, and we're going to talk about those people, but let's talk about Anna Wintour first. She is Vogue's editor-in-chief since 1955, and she has been the chair of the Met Gala since 1995. There was a brief handover in 1996, but she's back, baby. And under her watchful eye, the gala became just a global phenomenon. But let's go back to the first Met Gala real quick. A little bit of history. The first Met Gala was just a very simple dinner hosted by Eleanor, which cost $50 to attend. $50 for a simple dinner. Really just a charitable event. Now it is the most exciting day in fashion of May. It is really, okay, it's kind of like the Hunger Games now, but I'll talk about that more in a bit. And despite challenges from COVID-19, which led to the cancellation of the 2020 Met Gala, a rescheduled one was for 2021, and the Met Gala has kind of remained the beacon of bold glamour and philanthropy amongst New York City. So like I said, the goal of, not really the goal, but kind of like the internet's goal for the Met Gala is to be the best dressed, is to see who can follow the theme, who can really just stun on the runway or the red carpet. And everybody has a lot of opinions about what people wear to the Met Gala. I would say me included, but I don't really care. I do care when they suck. But this year's theme was Sleeping Beauty reawakening fashion. that was the theme, and this year they also had a dress code for the first time, which was Garden of Time. So the theme, Sleeping Beauty, was the exhibit's theme. It was the kind of theme of the night. The Met has a new exhibit, Sleeping Beauty's Reawakening Fashion, I think, at the Met itself, and it's a display of very fragile clothing pieces that can no longer be worn, and they are now just on display. Garden of Time was the theme that people were kind of supposed to dress up as. Themes are up to interpretation when dressing for the Met Gala, and everybody has their own little twist. Some people miss the mark entirely, which is fine. It's always fun to judge them while I'm in my PJs. So I kind of wanted to talk about, in my opinion, the best dressed and the worst dressed. If you don't mind, hold my hand as we go on this journey. I have 5 for each. And I'll even pull up pictures of first one on my best dressed list, or would you like to hear my worst dressed list first? Let's go through my best dressed list first. Number 1, we have Miss Tyla. She has been going viral on TikTok. Her song is, I don't know if you've heard it. It's like, she ain't never had a pretty girl from Joburg, see me now, and that's what they prefer. Her. She stuns on the green and white carpet in her sand sculpture dress. She went with Sands of Time. She wore Balmain, and she looks stunning. It is a dress. It's a sand-colored dress, and it looks like sand texture, maybe sandpaper, but it is sculpted to her body. Every single nook and cranny is on display, and I think she looks insane. She looks incredible. It looks like sand falling off of her. 10 out of 10. I am obsessed. And one would argue, is this a fit or is she just skinny? Babe, it's a fit. This is a fit. I think anybody could rock this. It is so articulate. No, I'm going to use my favorite word recently. Ornate. The detailing is so ornate. And she has sand on her shoulder and as well on her forearm. And her purse is an hourglass. Tyla stuns a new selfie. I'm obsessed with it. No notes. Why would I have notes? This is insane. Yeah, so it looks like it was artfully crafted to her body. Please look it up. It looks insane. Next on my best dressed list is Emma Chamberlain. And you might be thinking, Gabrielle, you're being biased. You like Emma Chamberlain. Of course she would be on your best dressed list. Okay, how about she's never been on my best dressed list until this year? How about that? Podcast listeners. Emma Chamberlain is in Jean Paul Gaultier, and it's a brownish, almost dark purple dress that resembles the pattern of a tree root or resembles a plant root system. It really leans into Garden of Time, of course, but she looks evil, like in an amazing way. It is a floor-length gown with root systems all over. It is brownish black. I think I said purple earlier, with a veil or a cape coming from the back of her dress. And it's floor-length now, but I've seen other pictures where it's also like cocktail length. So I'm not too sure if it's 2 dresses or 1 dress, but I am upset. It's like a darker, bolder look for her, which I don't think she's done so far on a carpet. This is insane. Oh, I'm sure you guys were looking for like a deep analysis of these outfits. No, this isn't going to be a deep analysis. These are just my opinions because I didn't get to expressed them last week. So that is Miss Emma. It's very intricate. It's very beautiful. I love. Let's talk about Iowa Debris in Loewe. So we have Miss Io here. I think it was her first Met Gala, so welcome, Queen. But it looks like a fully embroidered dress with flower petals stitched together by hand. Oh, I also don't have any background on the outfits. That is a me problem. You deserve that. However, I can't give that to you because this is not that kind of podcast. But it is a white dress that fades into florals. And I think it really matches the Garden of Time theme so perfectly. Why? Just a vibe. But she stuns. Io stuns a new selfie. Okay, number 4, Miss Taylor Russell, Miss Harry Styles' girlfriend, Queen, love her. She is in Loewe as well. And she has a wooden corset on with floral detailing and a white draped. It kind of looks like a dress underneath the corset, but it might just be a skirt. It's a very simple outfit, but it's done so well. The skirt kind of resembles, hear me out, a sculpture's dress. You know how like in Greek sculptures, they'll be wearing dresses and the dress drapes across the body so well. That's kind of what the white skirt is doing, and it's working. And then just the wooden corset. You may think, oh, she's biased on this one too because that's Harry Styles' girlfriend. No, well, maybe. But Taylor Russell just stuns. Okay, I think stuns is my go-to word this episode. Go ahead and take a shot every time I say stuns. But Taylor Russell looks good in every outfit. She's very adventurous with her fashion when it comes to carpets and fashion shows at Milan Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week. She wore a metal jacket that looked insane. So she's not new to this, she's true to this, and I'm loving what she's giving us. All right, my next one is kind of out there. I actually, with all due respect, I've never heard of this woman before in my entire life, but Giovanna Engelbert is wearing Swarovski at the Met Gala, and please stop driving right now. Go ahead and put your car in park in the middle of the highway. Look this up because she is wearing the most insane green crystallized dress, and it's the perfect plant green. I'm blanking on all of the shades of green, but it looks like a plant stem. But it starts off with very chunky jewels at the top, around the bust, very chunky Swarovski crystals. And then it goes down and fades more into really small, really very small crystals. It fades into this waterfall of just the most beautiful crystals I've ever seen. And I really do think she deserves to be number 1 on my list. The only reason she's bumped is because I've never heard of her before in my life. But that shouldn't take away from the fact that her outfit is insane and Swarovski really killed it. She deserves her crown. Please give Giovanna Engelbert all my love. I'm her biggest fan from this Met Gala Monday. Okay, those are my top 5 best dressed. Let's talk about my bottom 5, or top 5 worst dressed, or bottom 5. Who's to say? But these people, I have opinions. You want to hear them? Let's talk about Jennifer Lopez and Schiaparelli. I am just being a hater here. I don't know anything about this woman. I just don't like how she spoke to the interviewer about her dress. So she gets put on this list of best dressed, worst dressed list as punishment from me. What do I mean by the way she spoke to the interviewer? Thank you so much. I will tell you. On the red carpet, an interviewer asked her who she's wearing. J-Lo looked this woman up and down with the cattiest look and said, hold on, you guys can't see me looking up and down. She checked the woman out. She said, Schiaparelli. and like the biggest attitude. Anyway, she might have had a bad day, so I'm not gonna, who's to say? Anyway, Jennifer Lopez and Schiaparelli. Nope, boring. A lot of these come from just the outfit being boring. Not entertaining to look at. Speaking of, Kendall Jenner and Givenchy. Yawn, it's so boring. It is a two-piece maxi skirt and a slightly cropped top, very ever so slightly. It just shows her like bottom stomach, like midriff. And it does look like it was made to fit the Sleeping Beauties trend. It's very intricate and delicate. However, she's on this list because I just wish there was more going on. I just wish there was a little something extra. Next, I have Elsa Pataky and Chris Hemsworth in Tom Ford. Elsa is wearing a sand-colored dress, and Chris looks to be wearing a beige suit. It's uninspired. I'm needing more drama. I'm needing more movement. I need Elsa to have a little bit oomph to her. I don't expect much from the men here. They're really boring, and I don't really think that they should be invited anymore. Speaking of Jack Harlow and Dior, we have to start shaming men into being more creative than just a gray suit. I need some drama. I need layering. I need accessories. I need something more. You're spending $75,000 on a chair, Dior. Give me something more. Okay, and lastly, I have Kim Kardashian and Maison Margiela. I love Maison Margiela. I expected more out of this. And first and foremost, let's talk about her hairstylist bleaching her to that awful blonde, that gummy blonde. I do think he committed a hate crime and he should be punished by law with life in prison for doing that to her hair. It is my least favorite outfit. Every year I feel as though her body is the outfit and relies heavily on the way her body is rather than the actual fit. And every year she looks incredible. But I'd like some variety from her. Again, I need more. I need layering. I need volume. I need drama. She looks amazing every time. I just need a little bit more. She's very predictable in her Met Gala outfits. And I just want to be wowed. I need something unexpected. Following the Met Gala, there's been a lot of controversy. I think the Met Gala started a revolution, which I'm on board with. I'm always down for a revolution, but let me talk about why. So the recent controversy around the Met Gala is what they call Blockout 2020, and it's a movement started post-Met Gala in response to TikToker Hailey Bailey, who posted a TikTok in a Marie Antoinette-styled outfit for the Met Gala while lip-syncing to an audio from the Marie Antoinette biopic, saying, "Let them eat cake." Critics of this choice claim it's very out of touch given the current political and economic climate. Economic climate critics are upset that celebrities are out of touch with the common person's life and struggle. I just said during my trip to New York, it felt weird and icky watching everybody work 4 and 5 jobs just to live. And I understand what they mean by it's out of touch and in bad taste. People are struggling to buy groceries. Meanwhile, one ticket to the Met Gala is $75. So it's a little icky. And political climate critics think that the Met Gala is, in general, a very dystopian, elitist event, displaying vast amounts of wealth and luxury while there are multiple genocides going on across the sea. And this connection was made during the Met Gala live red carpet event. Israel also was actively invading Rafah in Palestine, the only quote-unquote safe space left on the Gaza Strip before reaching Egypt. So it was a big deal, and it felt like it was being brushed under the rug. And these two crossed paths on TikTok on Met Monday. The TikTok feeds were 50-50 Met Gala and Rafah invasion. People felt a little bit gross and dystopian and decided that they've had enough celebrating celebrities who do nothing with their platform, with their voice, and these celebrities who we've given everything to aren't, in a way, living up to what we need them to do. Blockout 2020, I'll explain more of what it is and why it can make a difference. Blockout 2020 is the act of blocking celebrities who have not expressed their thoughts on the Palestinian genocide. Celebrity voices are incredibly important in this matter because they have the power to sway public opinion and, in turn, influence how the government responds. And by blocking these influencers, it removes their ability to make money on our engagement, on our ad revenue. It messes with their cash flow to get their attention. It feels like celebrities have been actively avoiding talking about the hard stuff, when at the present we need to talk about the hard stuff, you know? So some of the major celebrities that are being targeted by this, I almost called it a trend, this movement, is Beyonce, Taylor Swift, the Jenner clan, Miss Robin Fenty, Rihanna. It's less of like threatening and more of, actually it is threatening. People are calling it the digitine, which is the guillotine for the digital age. Right now I'm just kind of speaking my thoughts. I don't have notes anymore. But like I said, it kind of feels like celebrities are so out of touch with reality that we are a little fed up with their vast displays of wealth when we're struggling every day. So it's just a way to say, hey, we can take this away just as easily as we gave it to you. And I do like the sentiment. I think it's great. I already don't follow most celebrities, so I'm all for blocking anyone and everybody who doesn't serve me. Ew, serving me sounds weird. My only quarrel with it is I think it's a little too disorganized at the moment to be sustainable, but I don't know if it's meant to be sustainable. I think it's just meant to scare people into speaking out, which is all well and good. That's where I stand on that. I don't really have too much of an opinion. I'll block people if you need me to. I love the block button. But that is really Blockout 2020. I do encourage you to look more in. It's me from the future. I keep calling it Blockout 2020. It's Blockout 2024. Blockout 2024 if you want to look it up. I don't know why I keep calling it Blockout 2020. It's in my notes as Blockout 2024. Everywhere is listed as Blockout 2024. I just don't know how to speak. So if you want to look it up, it is Blockout 2024. Into it, there's far more than I expressed. Feel free to do your own research there, and if you'd like to join the movement, go ahead. Welcome. Or if you aren't, that's so fun and fresh for you. But I do think it's important to understand why it's happening. That is my Met Gala episode. Best dressed, worst dressed. Did the Met Gala start a revolution? Who's to say? But I'm so glad you chose to join us today. Next week, we'll be discussing the history of some of fashion's favorite people. So I hope to see you then. That was a little ambiguous, don't you think? But I like it. I like that I was ambiguous about it. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to keep up with us, go ahead and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Honestly, I have all of my links in my link tree. I would love to see you over there. It would mean the world, as well as don't forget to follow us on wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as we have a YouTube page where we post all of our podcasts. And if you ask nicely, we might post some other things on there as well. But I hope to see you back here next week. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye.